Good day and welcome to another edition of the National Agenda. Today on the show, we are discussing two pressing issues, Trica's arrest and matters arising from the NPP's presidential primaries. We understand that the former MP for Domi Kwabena, Adjosafo, has made certain statements in relation to the baby daddy, if I should say, or the Honorable Kennedy Japan, and the former vice president, Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. Stick and stay with us. My name is Samuel Ofobibanfo. When we return, I will introduce to you my guest for today. Welcome back. Thank you for sticking and staying with us. And like I always say, that on this show, we discuss all pressing national issues. Today, like I stated earlier, we're discussing these two issues, and my guest in the studio to help me discuss these two pressing issues is no other than Jata Nelson. He is a political commentator, if I should say, and a youth activist. Jata, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Ofobi. Yes, I must say you are looking very, very awesome today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
You have a lot of energy for the show, I can tell.
Thank you so much. I mean, I'm repping Ghana. That's what I can say. I'm repping Ghana.
It's good to be proud of your
exactly.
You only have Ghana. Good. That's the only thing we have. So
certainly,
you have to cherish it. And
certainly, it's for myself and the viewers out there. It's an honor to have you in the studio, and so we really appreciate your presence today. On the issues up for discussion, let's quickly have a look at what is happening around Trica's case. We understand that he's been arrested, and this arrest happened as a form of a collaboration, the FBI in collaboration with some of our state institutions, state agencies, like YOCO, NACOG, NIB, and what have you, about 9 of them. Cybersecurity and all that.
National security.
Good. So let me take your initial comments on that arrest.
All right. So this issue is a bit complicated, and there are two faces to it. But let me just begin and say that fraud in itself is a very, very bad thing. No matter how we try to glorify it, there is this mentality that people say because our forefathers during the colonial times, they were scammed by the white people, our goods were taken outside the country. And so some of the youth in this country, they feel like they are taking some sort of revenge. But they've forgotten that in as much as you are trying to take a revenge, you are also hurting the feelings of
revenge of what?
Revenge of the colonial era. Okay, how our gold was stolen those days.
From us?
From us.
Oh, okay.
And how some slaves were taken from our country to develop the...
So this is like a revenge on the foreigners.
Exactly.
How is it a revenge?
That's the main motivation for most of these scammers, excuse me to say. So it is very good for us to just condemn the activities, and then it's a good thing that government is trying to fight cyber crimes. It's going
But Nelson, let me just catch you. Has it been confirmed that Trica is a scammer?
No, as it stands, it has not been confirmed. They are all allegations. Okay. And it's pending. Investigations are still ongoing. Okay. That arrives at his arrest. So it is after the arrest that I believe court processes will begin, interrogations will begin, and then he can either agree or disagree that he is not guilty. And then from there before we can say. But as it stands now, we cannot tell that Trica is a scammer or not. But what we can tell is that Trica has been arrested for alleged cyber crime.
So let's do this for the purpose of information given and education. Let's educate our followers and our viewers on what's happening. So viewers, let's look at the grounds for which Trica was arrested. So we understand that allegedly he has been involved in an $8 million romance scam targeting elderly Americans. And like he said, this was a joint operation and was made possible by certain state agencies in conjunction with the FBI and the U.S. government. So we saw the Cybersecurity Authority on there. We saw Narcotics Control Commission. We've seen YOCO. We've seen the National Investigations Bureau. So it tells you that this is something that, in fact, a lot is at stake. But let me come to you, Nelson. Is it not worrying that such an individual was arrested in the manner at which he was?
So I will refer to that manner as a hostile manner in which the arrest was carried out, because I felt, there are other means which he could have been arrested. And the fact that they had to handcuff him and still question him, it raised a lot of legal concerns. And as we speak right now, there are some lawyers that human rights activists that have raised concern that why was he questioned under duress? Because when you see, I don't know whether you've seen the video.
We watched the video.
You could clearly see that he was being asked what he does for a living, his source of income.
But these things are supposed to happen during investigation. So how then do you arrest someone? And we as it now, we cannot ascertain whether his right was spelled out to him upon the arrest, because we know that once an individual is arrested, there's a need for that individual to be in the known of all his rights. So, for instance, they will tell you whatever you say could be used against you
at the court of law.
Good, and you're under arrest for a particular crime. But in this case, it looks as though nothing of that happened. And then again, there's that angle where people are questioning, how is it that we are going in to arrest somebody who is not armed? We go in with like the full force, a whole security apparatus with a lot of weapons. Is it that he is believed to be engaged in a certain level of criminal indicate that demands that they go in with huge weapons?
For that, I do not know the legalities, or I do not know the full details of that. I don't know exactly what warrants such a form of arrest, or the manner in which all the state agencies, security agencies just had to get into his home in that manner. But what I have a concern with is the fact that he was being questioned under duress. And the officer was expecting him to respond right there. But we all know that he must be taken to the court. And he was even requesting for his lawyer.
So which is actually the right thing to do.
Which is actually the right thing, because anything he said could have been used against him. So it was, from my side, I felt the law enforcement agencies, they were in too much of a hurry to perform their duties, in as much as the person has
and this is even questionable. Their duties to who? The foreign institution, or the US government, or the Ghanaian government? Now, I'm asking this question because there's been a lot of allegations and concerns raised. If until the arrest, I never knew we had state institutions or agencies who could work that swift and fast. We live in a country, for instance, where our state agencies, like the Office of the Special Prosecutor, has failed to get our former finance minister.
Not just that, he has failed drastically.
Exactly. So he's failed to even, I'm using that as an example. He's failed to get him to return from the US. And he's claiming that state institutions did not help him. So if these state institutions could collaborate and work together for the interest of a foreign government against a citizen, let's even look at it from that point of view. Now I'm worried, I am asking, so where were these state institutions when the OSP was asking for that help, even if it was the case?
So clearly, we have had these conversations time without number, and I have always maintained that the OSP is incompetent. He is a total failure.
And why do you say so? Is it
because he had every security apparatus at his disposal that should enable him to perform his mandate in preventing Ken Ofori-Atta to even travel. Mind you, what even brought about the OSP and Martin Kpebu's brouhaha was the fact that the OSP came out to tell Ghanaians that he was not able to prevent the former finance minister from traveling because the BNI and other state security did not collaborate
with him.
And then Martin Kpebu went himself to investigate and request from the various security agencies whether they failed to collaborate. And then the 8 security agencies, BNI for instance, replied Martin Kpebu telling him that there was no such request placed on him to prevent the said person from traveling. So it all raises the concern that the OSP was just not ready to help us fight corruption. The OSP is just not ready to help us recover the loot. That is why we are calling for his removal from office.
All right, I get it. So let's make this comparison. Now, we understand that in Abu Trica's case, he's supposed to be extradited, right? If I'm right. And what this means is that he has to be taken to the United States.
Exactly.
For prosecution.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because...
And I find it a bit troubling. He's a citizen of the
Ghanaian
country.
citizen, I get it.
So if we allow him, if we hand him over, haven't we sold him out?
So just to before we just so we can appreciate this conversation better, in somewhere in 1931, the US and the UK government, they came together to sign a consensus sort of regarding extraditions.
Okay.
And then by then we were still under the UK government, we're still under colonial era. So after that, from that time up till date, Ghana is still in alignment with that treaty that was signed. So as we speak today, over 120 individuals has been extradited to the US
for prosecution
from Ghana alone. Over 100. Yet we have not been able to get one person.
Because if we are giving Trica out, then we should be able to do something to get the former
actually some sort of
finance minister back to answer questions.
Exactly, the ways are there, but it is just.
And even in this case, he's not even a citizen of the United States. He's ours.
So the indications are clear that the OSP is just not willing. It is just the willpower.
So let's look at it from this angle.
Yeah.
In situations where we have had foreign individuals come to Ghana and commit certain crimes, are we able to prosecute them here and go through the whole process of finding out if they are indeed guilty? Are we able to do that here?
For that, I can say we have been able to achieve.
Why? Because if there's that treaty, just by way of aligning with the United Kingdom,
exactly,
then there should be a way we should be able to also punish people
the way is there. The way is there. The means are there. But it is just the fact that our systems are becoming a sort of failure. The willpower for the nation, we are not hungry enough to fight corruption. I am not seeing the seriousness, especially in the office that has been mandated to oversee the activities of corruption.
All right, so let's a quick one. Even though that's not a matter up for discussion.
Yeah, sure.
Does the Office of the Special Prosecutor have the ability to ask the former finance minister to return?
They have that. And
so why are they not doing that?
That is why we are calling for the.
Okay, so apart from the office, does any other state institution have that mandate to also bring him back?
Yeah, the Attorney General also has.
Why is he not doing that?
The Attorney General is not able to bring Kenneth Foriata back or to follow up with the case simply because the OSP said he is the one handling the case. The OSP is hungry for cases, but he is not able to fight or bring fruitful results. He is always in a hurry to take all the big cases, yet he has nothing to show for it. That is the reality. Because I could remember vividly that the Deputy Attorney General, Justice Sremsai, he made a comment some time ago that they would want to proceed with the docket of the former finance minister. But the OSP did not allow.
Made it available.
Had the OSP given the documents to the AG, the AG would have by now been able to at least provide some results.
All right, I get it. So on Trica's case, let's wrap up on that case quickly. Look, how good is this looking for the country, and how bad does it look for the country? Looking at the fact that we have had instances this year alone, we know there's been a lot of arrests with people who are involved in fraudulent activities. I mean, scamming and other international, transnational crimes, if I should say.
Yeah.
How good is it looking for the country, and how bad is this looking for the country?
It doesn't look well because it raises concerns as to what's happening with the youth. Because we are living in a country where the systems some time ago, yet though there has been hardship some time ago, but gradually we are beginning to appreciate that there is a bit of change that is coming. And so there are so many opportunities. Right now we have, and if you want to go into entrepreneurship, the NEIP is there, a Jumewura program is there. President John Dramani Mahama has already launched in Nkukon Kitinkiti. There are so many job avenues that are coming up, especially with the big push in 24-hour economy that the youth can easily leverage upon. So I do not know why they must still be going after this trend of scamming. But it is also largely because we have opened our borders so much that there is an influx of Nigerians. Most of these scamming cases, the fact is, Ghanaians are not known for scamming. Ghanaians are not known for scamming. And just the last week, about 42 people were arrested somewhere around Kaswa in an operation conducted by the Cyber Security Authority. And all those people, surprisingly, they happen to be Nigerians.
Okay.
So our international reputation with regards to that is not looking too good. But the government is also making effort, at least, because they are able to get these people, they are able to collaborate and also aid in the extradition of those people. However, the problem we are having as citizens is the fact that we are able to extradite. We are quick to apprehend the criminals. But when it comes to the corrupt ones that have stolen much more, even than the scammers, we fail to
bring them.
That is where the problem is.
Let's pray and hope that we'll be able to get these people down here to answer questions to some of their actions. We are leaving, but let's look at, I chanced on a video that involved the former Dominic Abenya MP, Adjosafo, where he made certain statements in relation to the NPP's flag bearership race. The heat is getting, higher. It's getting more tensions, especially looking at the fact that we have the Honorable Kennedy Japan and the former Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, keenly competing. It looks as though the others are sleeping, but that's just by the way. She's claiming that people should go ahead and support the former Vice President because the former MP for Asin, which is Honorable Kennedy Japan, may not appoint her into any office should he win the election even as president in the country. I find this worrying and I find this a bit destructive in the political space. I want to find out what you have to say on that.
As for me, personally, I sincerely don't have any interest in the NPP's primary race because, as a matter of fact, without mincing any words, the NPP has proven to Ghanaians that they are incompetent, they are obnoxious, they are atrocious, they are inept, they are crude, rude, and arrogant. That is why Ghanaians, we gave them the most humiliating defeat ever in political history. However, there is even one NPP lady called Rosemond. She even advised the NPP that she thinks where things have gotten to, they should stay away from the 2028 elections. They should go back to the drawing board, seek counseling, group counseling, and then come back. Because the NPP, they don't have a message. They don't have any message. So? They do not have a message. That is why people like Adjosafo will mount a platform. And I don't know what she was trying to do. But if you are telling me that your political career is at stake if Kennedy becomes a president, so me as a Ghanaian, I should go and vote because of you, your political career. It has never been about Ghanaians. NPP, it has never been about Ghanaians. It has always been about their parochial interest. And every day, God keeps exposing them. As for Adjosafo, I think she's going through a lot. If possible,
a lot. You mean
she's going through a lot because of her personal experience with Kennedy, from Honorable Kennedy Japan. I think because of that, she has lost it. And politically, it's not even right for her to make certain remarks because it's an indirect campaign she's running. It's an indirect campaign.
You think so? That indirectly she's campaigning
indirectly she's campaigning for Kennedy.
But she's calling Ken to be somebody who would not allow certain things to happen. So she believes that if Ken should win, Ken would definitely not give her any appointment.
Good.
Because then Ghanaians will complain that she's family because she has 2 children with the Honorable. So it clearly, to me, I believe that Ken's attitude is clearly spelled out here because then definitely he is going to be somebody who will be a no-nonsense person who would not do any family and friends, just like Adjosafo stated.
Yes, that is true. Because she is saying that she is expecting that Ken would give her an appointment or something. But this even borders on her own competence. If you are competent and you think you deserve it, you have what it takes. You have what it takes to fulfill an office. Why won't it be given unto you? But clearly she has come to the understanding that first and foremost, she Adjosafo as an individual, she is incompetent. That is the main reason why the people of Domi removed her, which is a fact. And she was the same person that during the e-levy Bill. We all saw the brouhaha that happened, how a whole individual was impersonated as Adjoa Safo, and she couldn't even come out to give a communique or a disclaimer that, no, this is not me, I am being impersonated. Clearly, she has competence issues. And so she has written herself off in the first place. Secondly, I would disagree with you if you tell me that Kennedy Japan has integrity or Kennedy Japan is disciplined. Every single person in the NPP, every single appointee in the NPP, every single person or member of parliament in the NPP, that came together and contributed to the implementation of e-levy that has overburdened a lot of Ghanaians, that came together, that contributed to the decision of a debt restructuring program that caused the early death of so many pensioners. I deem it that the whole bunch and the group, they are so incompetent.
So you don't think the
should
NPP,
not come close to power.
You don't think the NPP has got any chance if we should vote in the next election?
What chance can the NPP have again? What campaign, what are they promising Ghanaians right now? Because President John Dramani Mahama came and made the inflation rate at somewhere 54%. And right now he has brought the inflation to 6.3. He came to meet the dollar somewhere around 17 cedis. Right now the dollar is a little above 10 cedis. So what are you going to convince the Ghanaian about? Today, Christmas is approaching. When you go to the market there, a bag of rice that used to sell 120 cedis, now it is selling around 80 cedis. So what are you going to tell the average Ghanaian? Right now, before we go, free SHS, they brought free SHS, which was poorly implemented. Now the President John Dramani Mahama came, he's funding free SHS well, it is smooth running, and he has also introduced free entry into tertiary institution, no fee stress, where students just have to go to school. You don't have to worry about your level 100 admission because that is the most burdening one. So the President John Dramani Mahama is creating a very, very politically, very, very competitive era that the NPP right now is gradually reducing from minority to micro-minority. By the time we will be done with Bandai, then we have reduced them to nano-minority.
Anyway, that was just by the way. For the sake of time, we may have to end here. It's been a very fruitful conversation, Nelson, I must confess. And I am always happy whenever I have you on the show. Hopefully, we look forward to what will happen in the upcoming NPP presidential primaries. And then we would also follow Abu Trica's arrest keenly and see what our state entities and institutions will do to support the U.S. Government in whatever is happening, whatever is transpiring around the fraudulent activities and all. We just hope and pray that he would not be found guilty, because if he is, it may not look too good for us as a country. And then again, it may not also look too good for our state institutions, because we have peculiar challenges at our hands that we are looking forward to having them resolve, but they've not been able to. So we hope and pray that things pan out successfully. So it's been an honor having you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Viewers, so we've heard from my guest today on the two pressing issues we had to discuss. It's been very fruitful. We want to inform you that, look, we will follow these two stories keenly, and we'll come back your way and discuss with you whatever the update is. Please, let's get interactive on all our social media handles. On Facebook, we are there. On Instagram, we are there. On TikTok, we are there. On X, the National Agenda. Again, subscribe to our channel on YouTube and just click on the notification bell so that whenever we post another video, you would get the notification. This has been the National Agenda, and my name still remains Samuel Foyubanfo. See you in the next episode.